Manufacturing, the right approach. After decades of relative decline, British manufacturing is leading the economic recovery. The resurgence of manufacturing industry is long overdue. Britain cannot return to a balanced and sustainable prosperity without a thriving manufacturing base. But the manufacturing industry has changed beyond all recognition. Images of smokestacks and assembly lines will no longer reflect reality, nor is manufacturing just about technology and advanced machines. In this programme, the manufacturing landscape in the UK is examined, identifying the key players across industry to achieve success through manufacturing.
British Ceramic Tile is a tile manufacturer based in the heart of Devon. It was established in 1999 from a site which has a history of tile manufacturing dating as far back as the 1850s. It's a state-of-the-art purpose-built tile manufacturing plant that has a capacity of in excess of 7 million metres a year. We have a dedicated design in-house design team which provides cutting-edge designs. We have a manufacturing plant utilising the locally sourced world-class raw materials of the clays and deposits that we have here in Devon, and we are basically using all the leading technology within the tile manufacturing world to provide a double fast-fired product which provides a better stability and more scope for cutting-edge design. Our approach here at British Ceramic Tile is somewhat unique in the fact that we have a full manufacturing plant based here on site, taking in raw materials, processing those raw materials and all the way through to a finished product, utilising in-house design functionality, using our cutting-edge machinery and providing a very competitive cost base for us to work with. British Ceramic Tile covers the whole of the UK through its distribution into the market. We also have latterly moved into exports and in international markets, and we currently are operating from the 30 different regions across the world.
Rapistar was established over 20 years ago, and we supply across the UK, Ireland and into mainland Europe a range of screws and fixings for manufacturers and also sub-distributors.
David and I own and manage the business together, and we feel that this family private ownership has given us a distinct advantage. It means we can maintain a consistent strategy and reinvest our profits.
Rapistar offer a number of solutions for customers of various sizes. The majority prefer a traditional, simple, transactional relationship, but others will benefit from a fully comprehensive Kanban service, offering line-side feed to various factories geographically placed, and often many have outsourced the sort of smaller items to us, be that screws, fixings, other consumables such as sanding discs, drill bits. It's a function that they don't have to rely on their own purchasing and stores department to manage anymore. One of the areas that differentiates Rapistar from the competition is that we're very much a family business. My wife and I, my brothers are all working in the business. We're looking for long-term success, not quick hits. I think the partnerships with our customers over the long term, partnership with our supply base over the long term, makes it much more consistent, and yes, we're not immune from external economic environments, but we certainly do feel that these strong bonds, strong relationships stand us in good stead.
Well, Technibond provides a range of double-sided tapes, but tapes are not just something that's long and thin. Our tapes can be 1.5 meters wide. They can come in various shapes and sizes. They're used in industry. We supply business. It's business-to-business sales, used in a huge range of different industries, either to make somebody's own product, self-adhesive, or as an assembly aid during production for the companies, the manufacturing companies, to actually assemble their own components. Technibond will be recognised by our customers and by our potential customers by any tape user who's got a technical demand on their tape, on their product. The Technibond will be recognised as the technical experts as the preferred supplier, the supplier of choice, the first port of call. Technibond set out to do everything better than our competitors, but our one real USP is our technical department. Now that's unique. None of our competitors have got their own technical resource in-house, and that gives us three benefits for our customers. The first is that we actually develop our own products. So the products that Technibond are supplying are not standard off-the-shelf products. They're products that we've developed, we've made for our customers, for our industries, and we know that they perform right. The second thing is that we can provide complete assurance to our customers before they commit to purchasing that the product is going to work for them. So we'll test the product under their conditions, with their materials, and we can show them test reports that will prove to them that the product is going to work. So we're taking that risk away. And the third thing is that if there's any after-sales problems, or if there are any issues, if they need some more further information to support their customer, we can provide all of that, and we can do that quickly, efficiently. It's all in-house. We don't have to rely on external suppliers to provide that backup.
At CW Fields, we're constantly developing new solutions in door technology to maintain our position as market leaders in this particular field. I firmly believe it is important for CW Fields to concentrate on things it does best. We're excellent at providing customers with a broad range of high quality door systems and bespoke joinery, and that's where we need to focus our energies. The government likewise needs to put its efforts into understanding what we as a country are good at and supporting the development of its children and young adults in the way constructively help businesses. We can't all be footballers or city whiz kids, but what we can be is excellent in the environments we are best suited to. Wholesale manufacturing is on the decline, but today's businesses and the country as a whole need to understand that manufacturing is no longer just about making things, it's about adapting quickly and efficiently to change, developing new products and services to meet specific needs, and being flexible, fast and cost effective at all times. At CW Fields, we see ourselves as one of the pioneers in the development of a new group of dynamic manufacturing business that will help support the growth of the British economy. The manufacturing industry and business in general is evolving at a phenomenal rate. Now, more than ever before, business is being led by customers, which means we need to be constantly thinking of ways to help them, not just by providing them with the products we already make, quickly and cost effectively, but it's also about offering them more choice and even better products. That's precisely why investment in new technology and development of new ideas are absolutely essential for achieving success.
The manufacturing industry has moved beyond simply making things. It is now a complex industry that engages with customers and other businesses in a range of ways. The UK manufacturing industry has also undergone major structural changes over the last few decades. The changes have completely altered the nature of enterprise and work undertaken throughout the manufacturing industry.
Some of the challenges we faced over these difficult economic times have actually almost turned out to be advantages for us. Because we have stable financial position, we've been able to invest in deeper stocks to give us consistency of supply and also to even out some of the volatility of the cost changes, be that in the commodity prices of metals, the extreme volatility of foreign exchange rates, or other things that are impacted over this recent couple of years, really.
It's imperative for our customers that they have continuity of supply, and there's also more emphasis on reliability and quality of product. We offer next day delivery, we offer extensive range of products. We've also invested heavily in computer hardware and software. We now have a fully integrated software package, which is multi-currency, multilingual, multi-location, and this obviously gives us an advantage. It makes us more efficient and ultimately keeps our costs down.
We can ensure a more sustainable manufacturing industry if the government, if everybody focuses on our international competitiveness. And this is about the legislative overhead. We have to make sure, and our government has to make sure, that when they introduce rules and regulations, that it helps our economy, it doesn't hinder it. Everything else has to be secondary to that. Do that bit first, get that bit right, and then we can talk about how we spend the money, how we redistribute it, what would be nice to do. We're fortunate in some ways at Technibond that we tend to deal with the bigger, the more professional, the more robust companies in the various industries that we deal with. They tend to be the companies at the top of their field. So they're a bit more robust. Also, we deal with a number of completely different industries. So whereas some were very badly hit early on, others really held their own quite well. The balance sort of meant that we weren't as hit as badly as we could have been. Yes, business is down and it hasn't fully recovered from where it was, but we have to live with that. Recession or boom, what we do at Technibond is exactly the same. We go on trying to improve our products, trying to improve our customer service, and trying to get more business.
When a recession bites, one of the first industries to be hit is construction. There's a slowdown in house sales, commercial buildings, and everyone is fighting for a smaller slice of a smaller cake. Projects that were once in the pipeline fail to materialise, and many new ones never get off the ground at all. When times are hard, price is king. Homegrown manufacturing is exchanged for cheaper imports. Yet strange as it may sound, there's always areas of construction that continue to do well in the bleakest of times, and invariably these tend to be the upmarket ones, exactly the type of projects that CW feels found them best suited for. All industries are important, and sometimes the distinction between service industry and the manufacturing sector is not helpful. If we are really to succeed in the global economy, Britain needs manufacturing. Strong economies are built on a strong manufacturing base, and at the same time, I believe home and overseas markets need British products. We are, after all, very creative and expert at making things, and it would be a crying shame to allow those skills to slip through our fingers.
The UK can continue to compete internationally and retain a high degree of credibility in its manufacturing base, so long as there is the confidence to invest in the UK. At British Ceramic Tile, we have over the last 15 years invested nearly £100 million in our vision and our belief that this is the case. I do, however, worry that the next generation of entrepreneurs will have the confidence to do this unless the government can demonstrate that it is passionate about manufacturing and that we are not just a nation of shopkeepers. Manufacturing industry has developed hugely over the past 10 years, and for British Ceramic Tile this has resulted in some very real changes. We have invested hugely in innovation, in the huge advancements in IT technology, great possibilities that we are now able to achieve in the design and development of our product, and also in our supply chain and the possibilities of recycling.
As the global manufacturing industry has become more advanced and more dependent on intangible assets, manufacturing supply chains have become more complex. Modern manufacturing is about far more than production and assembly activities, such as product development, design and branding. These are becoming increasingly important sources of value to manufacturers. Manufacturing's role in the economy transcends the sector itself. It plays a pivotal role in driving exports, investing in innovation, and anchoring the rest of the economy.
Technibond have always taken an innovative approach to our whole product range. On the one hand, we work quite hard with our suppliers to work with them to develop completely new products from scratch. At the next level, we work inside our own company to produce innovations both in the machinery and the capabilities that we've got, and in the way that we put products together. So we apply film liners to our own products. We go back one stage up the manufacturing chain, which our competitors don't do. So we bring in bulk material, we put our own film liners and some release liners onto that product. We can only do that because of our technical resources. That gives us a unique range of products, and it gives us a unique flexibility in the market. Technibond always need to be at the forefront of industry development. We have to make sure that we're there and that we stay there, which means looking towards the future. So we look for market intelligence from whatever sources we can. We talk to our suppliers, we talk to our customers. We're not just interested in what their current demands are, what their current capabilities are. We want to know what people are working on for the future, what our suppliers are working on, so that we can pull that all together from one end and look at what our customers on the other hand are trying to do, where they think their industry is going. And we need to be making use of any of the new innovations from back up the supply chain, as well as innovating ourselves to try to satisfy those future demands.
It's important for Rapistar to remain at the forefront of industry development. We do that, or achieve this through a number of initiatives. Obviously we travel around the world working with some of the world's most respected manufacturers, and we learn a lot from this. But we also have our own in-house test facility. This is a leading technical centre. It allows us to design, develop and produce new fasteners and new solutions, working very closely with our customers. Rapistar's brand is registered across Europe, and the strong brand and visual imagery is synonymous with both our company and all our product ranges wherever we sell. At a distribution point of view, feel very strongly that our brand should always represent high performance and reliable, consistent supply. We want our customers to be comfortable and confident that they'll always receive high performance products consistently supplied with reliable and knowledgeable technical advice.
I see innovation and creativity as being one of the main drivers of growth for the manufacturing industry. We need to work in partnership with our customers, colleagues, government, and develop a core strategy which supports existing manufacturers to develop new products for the home and export market, and help to get new businesses off the ground by keeping up to speed on new developments and changes in the marketplace. We anticipate the needs of customers and shape our business accordingly. This means we're always looking to meet the challenges of a changing market and constantly improving our products and services to stay 2 steps ahead of our competition. The manufacturing industry and businesses in general is evolving at a phenomenal rate. This has been led, of course, by customers wanting more products more quickly than ever before. In one respect it's tough, but on the other hand it keeps us on our toes and firmly focused on the market. Research leads us to develop new products and services. If a manufacturing business fails to have a structured research and development programme, it will struggle to survive. There's no doubt about that. At CW Fields we take research and development into new products very seriously. We're always looking at ways to push the boundaries of our range of specialist doors to achieve extended fire ratings to reduce noise in buildings. We currently manufacture fire doors in a range of ratings from 30 minutes to 120 minutes resistant, and acoustic doors up to 44 dB, and the next phase of development has already begun.
At British Ceramic Tile we would simply ask the question, why import product when you can make it at home? We have seen the cost, both economic and environmental, of importing, and the huge opportunity, sometimes untapped, of using local resource. We ourselves have built a factory very close to the supply of raw materials, made sure that our manufacturing technology can maximise the efficiency of that, and then been able to deliver to our UK customers hopefully everything that they need, both in terms of product, technology and the aesthetics of design.
At British Ceramic Tile we ensure we're ahead of the industry in terms of developing new trends, new methods of working, both from investment in equipment and plant, making sure that we have all the state-of-the-art machinery that we require to do our jobs properly, but also through design. Our design team and implementation development teams are always pushing the angle in terms of developing new methods of working, new materials, to make sure that we are on the cutting edge of the marketplace.
Innovation is central to any successful manufacturer. Without it, there is no unique selling point for most businesses to succeed. At British Ceramic Tile, we have made sure that our innovation is very high on the agenda in every part of the business. As an entrepreneurial company, at every level, we believe we have a culture that is innovative, creative, and is able to find solutions where sometimes they've been difficult in the past.
Manufacturing is now a diverse and knowledge-intensive industry. UK manufacturers can no longer compete on simply skills and technology alone. It is also important to develop advanced business models and service capabilities to support the UK's manufacturing base. It is about niches, and it is about supply chains, high-value supply chains where the UK are more often building high-value components rather than finished consumer goods.
Industrial change and transformation can be a good thing. It leaves those organisations willing to adapt and grow much stronger and more resilient. My job is to ensure that this business is always capable of meeting the needs and demands of our customers, even when circumstances and conditions change. That way, CW Fields will continue to be one of the UK's leading producers of fire doors, acoustic doors, security doors for years to come. Niche markets are very important to us, and we are now able to offer a door set with certification for chain of custody, acoustic, fire, security and mechanical attributes. Our doors are certified under the BM Trada Q-Mark scheme, and all products are manufactured in accordance with ISO 9001. We also support responsible forestry through FSC and PEFC and hold safety certification through LPCB. We don't just produce anything for anybody, we excel at making products for the markets we serve.
British manufacturers or European manufacturers rely on the supply chain. If a simple product like screws or fixings is not available, suddenly instead of them being one of the smaller items of expenditure, they become a major headache. So I think it's important that the supply partnership is strong, that it's correctly maintained in order to guarantee that the correct product is in the correct place at the correct time consistently. And we offer a comprehensive service to many national manufacturers, right the way through to line-side feed in various factories, including one of the biggest names in the window and door industry, Anglian Windows, who we've had a long and successful partnership with. I think it's been important for Rapistar to develop leading position within certain niche sectors because it enables us to build our knowledge advantage. So the 100+ years of experience within our sales and marketing team delivers solutions for customers, and that's where we can add extra value.
The importance of finding a niche or unique selling point for British Ceramic Tile is very central to our strategic objectives. We do assume that good product, good design and good service are assumptions that we will deliver. In addition to this, we have found that the fact that we are making product and designing product in the UK is important to our consumers and customers. We therefore have chosen to major on the fact that we do use British designers, and we are treating our neighbouring European countries as our home market.
Sustainability for the tile industry is really based on a level playing field. A level playing field in terms of being able to compete with our competition, which for the UK is based on 80% imported product.
The supply chain is absolutely vital. It's vital to Technibond, I think it's vital to everybody. We're not a manufacturer in isolation. We rely on products that are provided to us from other people. So Technibond spends quite a lot of time, a very large amount of time, visiting all of our suppliers, making sure we understand their business. We don't want to be putting unnatural demands, difficult demands on them. We need to understand what they're good at, what we're good at, and make sure there's a great match between the two of those. Manufacturing has changed a lot in the past 10 years, but it's changed in some peculiar ways. And I think we all forget how recent things like the internet and emails are. But those have brought a speed of response and a customer expectation that was different 10 years ago. So whereas it was acceptable some years ago to go back to a customer with an answer the next day or the day after, more often than not now, if a customer's got a query, he needs an answer there and then. The whole cycle has sped up to an enormous extent, and we now have to respond incredibly quickly to everything.
Manufacturing can improve their competitiveness on the world stage by focusing on three main areas: technology, finance, and the environment. The industry can put itself in a strong position for the future.
The question of whether the UK manufacturing industry is in terminal decline is a hotly debated subject. We at British Ceramic Tile believe that there is a great future in British manufacturing, and to this end we have invested over £100 million to achieve this in the last 15 years. I do, however, think that there are some real danger areas that need to be addressed. One is the short-term recession, if we can call it that we are in at the moment, and critically the medium and long-term issues that government can and must address in terms of enabling a stable and level playing field.
We've got the opportunity to set ourselves up as a powerful economy, to look at what other people are doing, to do it better, to make sure that we're competitive internationally. And the manufacturing that we've got in this country is great manufacturing. There are some really good companies doing great things. We need more of that, and I think as long as we see manufacturing as something for the future, something that's necessary for the economy, something that's going to be promoted and helped, then we've got a great future, and we can be as competitive as anybody.
Green suppliers are seen as good suppliers, and the very best ones are those who have systems in place to reduce their carbon footprint through efficient use of energy, lower emissions, careful waste disposal and efficient recycling.
Rapistar's main objectives for the future are that we continue to work very hard so that our customers associate us with superior performance products, with wide technical knowledge and experience, and a very strong brand identity. We want to ensure that we consistently supply the highest performance products and the most reliable service of the industry.
I think manufacturing needs some confidence that it's got a future. I think manufacturers themselves believe that they've got a future. They don't always believe that the government believes that they've got a future. And we've had messages probably for the last 10-20 years that manufacturing was in decline, that the economy could rely on service industries. We need, I think, a long-term commitment, and a visible long-term commitment from the government